Hello and welcome back to another Let's Play. My name is Saiken and today we are going to dive into a well-known game. It is Pathfinder Kingmaker. We're going to play a challenge run and that means we're going to have a lot of fun with this old but still very good game from Owlbear Games, and I will be attempting to make a immersive challenge run. Let me talk you through what that exactly means. So typically you would see me now go onto the highest difficulty and then we would be just crushing it there. The problem with Pathfinder Kingmaker and also Wrath of the Righteous as its spiritual successor is that it is based on a CRPG, Pathfinder, where more or less they have implemented the system faithfully, and the highest difficulty does not necessarily mean that it is just exponentially more difficult. Yes, that's true to a degree, but you can beat that difficulty quite easily by using the right builds, and that in turn will then just reduce the amount of builds that we can bring to the table. So if you play unfair, and I don't want to go too deep into the theoretical meta discussion behind it, you will see the same strategies over and over. Either you do have a whole lot of casters that then all do have familiars, and you would use a massive buffing strategy in order to get them through, or you're going to have a couple of invincible tanks on the front line that will end up with 70-80 AC, which is a lot in the Pathfinder system, effectively only being hit at 5% of the time from any of the enemies. The game even has been completed with a single character on unfair, which already shows you that it isn't that difficult if you just use the right build. However, the downside of it is that this game shines due to having so many options, and most of them are just heavily underutilized. So I thought we're going to do something different. We're actually going to play on challenging, which is a difficulty that is, as the name implies, challenging, but not like completely off the normal rails. Let me talk you through why we are calling this the challenge run nonetheless, because we are going to use those builds that no one ever is using. We're going to build a party that is a classical CRPG or tabletop party, so we have a little bit of everything in there, just so that we really have a normal 6-man party as your average Schmo Joe group would run it through the adventure. But we are hindered by basically picking the worst classes ever, no multiclassing whatsoever, just standing with the class that you have picked and trying to make the best out of that. What we achieve with that is we're basically taking the whole building aspect out of this challenge and simplify it, and we're using deliberately weak classes. Now, it is no secret that with those classes on unfair you would not really necessarily stand a chance, and just to show what the difference is, if you go to unfair, then you will see that the damage doubles. That might not sound like a whole lot, but you will face insanely harder enemies, meaning that the armor class and their chance to hit is much higher, which will result in a d20 based system like Pathfinder, in you getting basically hit every single time and the enemy barely getting hit. So what that would result in is me forcing to reload dozens and dozens of times, and that's just not really a very fun way of playing the game to begin with. So we're sticking with challenging, which means I'm going to modify that a little bit. Critical hits deal normal damage. That is just as God intended in the Pathfinder system. Then we do have Death Door. When we enable this, the character and the companions will not die after suffering a deadly injury. We're disabling that. We want to have death. Dead companions rise after combat. No, we don't want that either, which means we're not going to run with companions. I can already foreshadow that, because most of the classes that we're going to pick do not have companions. So that's off the table as well. And if we do have negative effects, such as ability damage, blindness, and so on, they are also not just magically going away. So that is already hard in itself. We're not going to auto level up. We're going to have somewhat tougher enemies, so that's good. Somewhat tougher enemies means that they are hitting better and will have a little bit more hit points and so on. Damage is just as normal. Enemy difficulty, that's important. The tougher hit enemies are, I think, just the hit points, and this here goes back to the actual normal enemies. So scores are unchanged. If we strengthen them, all of their ability scores would be increasing by 4. And for those of you who don't know the Pathfinder system, that basically means a 10% higher chance of hitting. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you already have a 50% chance of hitting, that gets it up to 80% or to 60%. And in turn, you also increase the AC by 2, which plus, since they do have higher stats, their AC increases even further. So it's a 20%-ish reduction in chance to hit them. So we're just going to go with normal enemies. I am tempted to do strengthened enemies. Well, that might be a little bit much. What is hard? Let's just see. They do have the same, but they do have strengthened enemies. Can I pull this off? All right, let's start with hard. Maybe we need to downscale if we're getting our rears kicked too much. The party speeds depends on the weight you're carrying. That is very important. Then enable character retrain. That would allow NPCs in the game to retrain characters, and we're not going to do that. I don't think that is necessary. So now we're coming to kingdom management, something that I'm not the biggest fan, because it doesn't really work that well in videos, because it's a lot of chores that you need to do. Over the course of this game, you're going to acquire a kingdom, and then you need to just go through all of the chores. We're going to set that on effortless, which means a lesser amount of just things that are going to happen. Because I want to streamline this experience and more or less focus on the main storyline and not on storylines besides the main storyline. Then we do have active companion receive experience. That's okay. Then only skill users can do get skill experience. That we could check, and with that we could power level a character. You can really play around this here to level your characters very, very fast to level 20. Then we do have the Last Azlanti mode, which is a nicer way of saying this is Iron Man mode. Can I pull off hard and Iron Man mode? I might be shooting myself in the leg, but I actually am going for Iron Man here. And I don't want to see the tutorial. So with that out of the way, we are having a really hard setup, and we're going to go and create our first character. So I have downloaded a couple more images, as you can see here, so that we do have a bit wider variety. And I won't go too deep into the ideas of the party yet. I will just say that our main character is going to be Hogbite, and Hogbite is going to be the tank in the front line. Let's see, what is a good Hogbite picture? And I'm going to just use or recruit viewer characters for this run as well. This here looks like a pretty decent main character. Alright, so let me just go through that process. We're not going to do it for all of the characters now, because we're going to use custom characters, and that requires to get to a stage in the game where you can actually recruit custom characters. Stick with me, or bear with me. It's all being planned out. So we're going to start with Aasimar for that one. Hogbite is rather a bigger foe. It's nice that they call it body type 2 and not fat. And yeah, let's give him some beard as well. I like that. Fantastic, right-handed character, let's go. So, our first class, I will talk through why each class is considered pretty bad without going through the really deep system. You can see we have like plenty of character options. Our first character class will be the Barbarian Armored Hulk. So, generally speaking, the Barbarian is considered kind of a C-tier character because it deals damage, that's fine. And specifically the Mad Dog with a companion is considered a little bit above that even. It is actually a fine character. The main problems are that on higher difficulties the damage reduction that the character gets is effectively neglected because you are receiving so much damage to begin with, and hit points do not matter that much. They do still matter, but not that much, because when you're trying to not get hit in the first place is the name of the game here. And the Armored Hulk is a specific version that's being considered, I think, if I remember correctly, let me see the ratings. Yes, it is considered F tier, as in worst possible character. And the reason for that is that it basically trades in a couple of the rage features and damage options for heavy armor. And the problem with that is that the character is not only slower, but heavy armor, funnily enough, in this game does not automatically imply that you are going to have more armor and are harder to hit. A lot of the meta builds that you would find here will have unarmored or lightly armored characters that are essentially just using different stats, charisma in particular and dexterity, to boost the armor class to stratospherical levels. So imagine just characters that evade all the time, like in an anime type of scenario. So heavy armor is really not meta or very good, but we're not going to be discouraged by that. I want a big fat armored tank, and I'm going to get what I want. So that's not too bad. In terms of heritage, what are we going to do here? So the stats that we're going to use with this Barbarian are going to be dexterity and charisma. And the core idea of the build will be that we're going to just try to avoid a couple of the hits, and that we're going to use a few fear-based abilities, which funnily enough require you to have a high charisma. So let's go through the character class itself. Barbarian has a lot of armor and equipment type of abilities, is proficient because we are having chosen the Armored Hulk with even heavy armor. Does have the rage feature, so can fly into a rage and then get a couple of extra rage abilities, and does have the Indomitable stance, which gives us a bonus to combat reflex. Combat reflex is a ability in the game that will be used whenever you're doing anything that's not just hitting, such as grappling, tripping, bull rushing, overrunning, and the likes. So and we're going to have a couple of rage powers, as you can see here. We're going to, over time, have more resilience, which will give us more armor against critical hits. And down here we do get a damage reduction over time. At the end, we will have 5 damage reduction. Mind you, in the end game, enemies kind of hit for 40-50 points of damage, so that gives you an overview how good or bad that ability overall is. Anyway, so that's our class. Now the game recommends us to go strength con. We're going to gently ignore that recommendation, and we're instead going to go for these 2 stats. We're going to reduce wisdom as much as we can. We're going to go for 13 intelligence, which will allow us to do combat expertise. That's going to be helpful for us later. And something somewhere went a little bit off because let me see. Good, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. So we're going with 17 instead of 18 charisma, and we needed a little bit higher strength. score at the beginning. So those would be our stats. The intelligence is needed because later we're going to use combat expertise. Combat expertise requires a certain intelligence, and that will make it easier for us to avoid enemies. So that's pretty helpful. Constitution, we're not going to dump too much because we still want to survive. Dexterity is going to be very important because we want to not get hit in the first place, and strength is also moderately important as we want to deal more damage. So I am thinking if I could bump up strength one more, but the answer seems to be no. I could go a little bit deeper into here. Nah, we're going to go with what I've pre-constructed. Anyway, so that's the starter. In terms of skills, you want to train skills at least once, because Pathfinder then gives you a bonus, a trained skill after you put a point in it, basically gets additional 3 points. And this number here indicates the number that you're going to roll. So for mobility, that's an interesting and important skill. It always will give us balance, coordination, and a couple of other things. Perception is very important on every character. Persuasion is good for role-playing dialogue, so that's fine. And athletics is climbing and the likes. So we are going to go for improved unarmed strike because we want a couple of follow-up talents from that. It's not going to be used exclusively, so for that we're just going to, for now, go unarmed strike. And later I wanted to have a certain helmet of battlefield control, and I think that was a lawful good. Would need to be either chaotic good or neutral good. I think we're going with a just neutral good character.
I have no need for this. I won't give up.
Yes, brave is good, and this would be Hawkbite. All right, let's go, guys. We are ready to give it a go.
We cannot be defeated.
Fantastic. Off we go, right into the game.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
Where are they? This is taking forever! You didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway, rich folk?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori sword lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
All right. So, let's meet the Aldori.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the stolen lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder. Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the stolen lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the stolen lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
All right. There's a whole team of us who exactly will receive the Baron's title.
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
If I may please answer the question. We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Excellent.
it's clear.
You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes.
Very good. So let's get to know a couple of the other folks, and then
My
we're
name's
good.
Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure.
All
So,
right. I'm Hawkblad.
likewise.
Pleased to meet you.
Actually, I also wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is Barons wear. It doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
Wait, a book?
I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly? And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us.
All right.
Who's going to
Not
be
a
the
bad
hero?
plan. I'll
Deal.
accomplish the feats, and you write them
All
down.
right. I'm going to my room.
Very good. So,
It is done.
let's see. We got a couple of abilities. Thank you. So we got a couple of abilities. Charge, yes. Don't know why we have glittered this. Oh, that's from our Aasimar background. We do have fighting defensively, and we do have rage. We're definitely going to turn on fighting defensively. No, we don't have skills yet for it. We're turning on our light halo, as Aasimars possess the ability to manifest a halo that generates light, which is good because I don't think have dark side yet. I might be wrong though. We do have dark side, but still, it helps the creatures that don't have dark side. Also, it looks absolutely cool. So, those are the abilities we have to work with. We could technically fight defensively, which we're not yet doing, and we do have plenty of rage, which is also good. Harim is an interesting fellow. He can be a cleric later. And I can see everybody has already disbanded, which is unfortunate. So, let's get to our... Let's get to our little resting room and we'll take it from there. Alright, so we just slept. Let's go. Lizzie bursts into your room and says, help, help. What's going on?
It's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers or we'll all be cut down.
Okay, let me just really quickly up the volume a little bit. Music goes down, ambient goes down, but the voice volumes should be still nice and crisp. You're not going anywhere. Ready for the first battle? Oh, we certainly are. Good. We have tactical battles, so... well, that was quick. I hope I taught him a lesson. So we're collecting all of that, and I want to make sure that we're not missing anything here. Was there a way to turn the map? I think there was not. Man, it has been a while.
This is my path.
Okay, so inventory. What are we working with? We do have a scale mail, which is for our dexterity not really that good. We're better off using a chain shirt. Light armor will have a lower armor check penalty. Let's shortly, for those who aren't like super familiar with Pathfinder, armor check penalty reduces certain skills and makes it more difficult to work with them. So the lighter the armor, the better. This year allows us also to have 4 max dexterity, which means if we're now looking up again, oh, it's the shield that is keeping us. Why is the dexterity fatigued? Okay, never mind. Anyways, with fatigue, I think that that's actually the better choice for now. We got a dagger, we got a longsword. We don't really need an ever-burning torch in our hands, but that's okay. And we got a couple of potions of Cure Light Wound. Those, on the other hand, I think we should put to good use. There was... oh yeah, the belt. Very good. Good, we can always use them. Anyways, ready to go.
I tire of waiting.
Yeah, wait. Before you just run in like an absolute buffoon, that's not a good idea. Good, this guy has been slain. We have another weapon set. Although we're not like an expert in archery, that can give us an extra attack at the beginning once we cannot really reach the enemy. The only problem is that since we're still beginners, we can't quickly switch weapon sets. That typically takes more than a move action even. So our load is here. That's as much as we can carry. Although armor is relatively speaking valuable, we will have a hard time just carrying too much armor. That is okay. Very good. Alright, what should we do with that one? We'll finish him later. So technically, if I was to change weapon... oh, they allow you to change weapon with a movement action. Well, that's cool. I like it. And then let's give it a nice go. 1 point of damage and a 5-foot step to the back. Just keeping our distance. And in turn. Which is space. Okay, cool. That's not bad. Oh wow, she really shot in melee. That's bad because in Pathfinder you never want to shoot into when you are in melee unless you can help it. So 5-foot step over here. Standard action. We're going to shoot this guy.
You're just in time. A bit longer and I'd have been... Whew, I don't even want to think about it. Lady Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the stolen land. Speaking of dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might.
All right. So, do we have the other characters? No. Well, we do actually. What? Lindsay's rings prevents her from dying and teleports her to safe location should she fall in battle. That is fantastic. Anyways, she has Scroll of Cure Moderate Wounds and Scroll of Cure Light Wounds. That's not bad either. Actually, pretty good. He doesn't need the Potion of Cure Light Wounds. We're going to steal that from him. And yeah. So, for him, he does have Burning Hands, Magic Missile, Acid Splash. Let's not just use Ray of Frost.
I wrote it like I saw it.
And we got Inspire Courage. That's good. Inspire Courage is a bard song that gives everybody +1 to attack, so that's fantastic. And she even got Cure Light Wounds as well as Ear-Piercing Scream. So we're going to switch back to tank mode. Sword and board it is.
March on.
You guys follow me. Oh, I remember this one. That's going to be a tough fight.
I always have a second plan.
Anything is possible.
I stand ready.
I just mentioned we're... So, can we pause? Okay, so you are going to shoot the bowman. You are
running thin.
going to shoot the bowman. And you are going to inspire courage. Pause end.
We will be victorious.
Get ready for battle. Okay, cool. So that bowman needs a little bit more magic missiles before... I'm not even sure why he is... why he's using a full round action to cast. Did he have meta magic on it? Normally you only need a standard action to cast. Anyways, we got two pretty heavily injured enemies. I was hoping to take one down. I was actually being greedy. Now we're going to suffer the consequences. Or not.
Serves you right.
That's a miss. Oh, we still got the surprise round going. I like it. So we're going to position ourselves in a way where this guy will definitely fall. Very good. Can't really do much with Tarcochino anyways now. And that's the first damage we're taking.
We can do it.
That's a miss, unfortunately. Let's switch our weapons and we're going to take a 5-foot step to block this. Also, light halo, just because we can. And end of turn.
You deserved it.
Oh my lord, we missed again. We should be able to make a 5-foot step. Not sure why that is not happening. So first of all, 5-foot step out of melee combat. Now we don't need to cast defensively. Our magic missiles are dwindling at this point. Not perfect. And free action rage.
Strike with all your might.
Nice little hit. I like it. And I am just going to move to here to block him. Enemy is hitting us.
Any last wishes?
Standard action. Moves over here. Ray of Frost. We're using Acid Splash. Doesn't really matter too much. Two misses. That's unfortunate. And the hit that kills them. Fantastic. Okay, so far so good. I think what we could do is heal a little bit. Cure light wounds. In case you're wondering, I've sped up some of the animations just so the things in battle are going smoothly. We're still fatigued, man. That's not good. So, Potion of Cure Moderate Wounds. That's fantastic. Taking the dagger, leaving the padded armor behind. That's just not worth enough. There we go. Potions. Unfortunately, potions provoke attacks of opportunity. So, we can't really drink them too well. Got a couple of short bows here.
No stopping now.
But we got a lot of Cure Light Wound potions, which is not too bad. Give the backline one each, and we're golden.
We should move. Follow me.
Heavy mace, that's not bad. But unfortunately not worth enough for us to bother.
Onwards.
Good. So far it's actually going much smoother than I would have expected. I was expecting to already get my ass handed. What was this book? Oh, just a lore item. Alright, so got another silver ring, a little bit extra coin. And there we're meeting our fellow barbarian.
The end for you rats!
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Good. Listen, I mean, can I charge? It's blocked, right?
I can't cast it like that.
That would have been nice. So instead, 5 foot all the way to here. Switch weapons and oh, we only have a surprise round. I see how it is. So if you do have a surprise round, that means you only get a standard action whilst the enemies are being surprised. Okay, unfortunate.
Forwards!
But funnily enough, we're actually making a pretty decent archer.
Oh, it's you. Stay up from under my feet or I'll strike you down. Blood for Gorum!
Barbarians.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria, save me from such hero.
It is done.
Okay, so we got a couple of daggers. They are really not worth much. We're going to leave that be. And we're in a good shape, so I think we can go and take on the assassins. It's your last chance. Drop your weapons and we'll spare your lives. So generous. I'm afraid I cannot take the offer of can't take the same offer. That was a nasty cone of cold. Luckily, we don't need to fight that guy. I wouldn't have fancied myself fighting a frost giant at level 1. Potion of Enlarge, that's actually not too bad. And the light shield, okay, cool. Yeah.
No stopping now. It is done.
So, dexterity save worked very well.
Hey, wait for me!
Good, we're moving over here and ending our turn. I think it's time for the first charge.
I can't cast it like that.
Okay, we can't yet charge. That's unfortunate. I don't want to waste my...
I can't cast it like that.
That's unfortunate. I don't want to waste my glitter dust. We're just going to move to here. That means we're getting an attack of opportunity if this guy... is going to shoot.
Can it be the end?
Wow. We just got slammed. Yeah. Not good. So, 5 foot step. Do I have... I do have burning hands, I do have magic missiles. This bowman is still a threat. Okay. So, Lindsay. 5 foot steps away out of melee. And then we're just going to crowd control him for 1 turn. Archer, by the way, archers are nasty. Like, what happened is he shot, we missed our attack of opportunity, and he must have crit. Let's see. Assassin Bowman. Yeah, short bow critical hit. We missed. The idea was the correct one, but what happened is essentially Hawkbite misses the attack of opportunity, and we got a crit in return, which was just too much. Ray of Frost. Missed him. Could we do something meaningful? I mean, we got weapons, that's about it. Nah. We could do we could do Burning Hands. Alright, end of turn. So this guy is still dazed. I think we just need to continue dazing him. That's a weird thing. Oh no, we got hit again. Oh, yeah. That's unfortunate. He's a sorcerer, not a wizard, so his first level spells are gone, so there is no more Burning Hand. We continue to keep this guy busy. And we're moving in the direction of Hawkbite to reanimate him. Damn, we're getting pummeled here. Where is my belt? Perfect opportunity for a Cure Light Wound potion. What? You can drink a potion as a movement action in this game? Holy shit, that's incredibly good. Now we're continuing to... Shoot, he just made the save. Yeah, we're going to Hawkbite anyways. It is what it is.
Protect me, please.
Come on, I need to hit that Ray of Frost. It can't be that difficult. Alright, that was a hit, but he's still not going down. How do I salvage this? I mean, is this more damage? We can grow claws and move to here. So technically with claws we should be able to make an attack of opportunity. So we're going to see if potion drinking provokes. We're actually not going to immediately see that. I want to go to here. Then we're drinking a potion. And then cure moderate wounds. And since he has a bow, he can't AOO, attack of opportunity, in melee. That was a clever turn. I'm going to stand up as a move action. How do I stand up? Very good. That's how I stand up. Now, time to rage, because this is ridiculous. No. Okay, I cannot, in good conscience, let this assassin get to my backline. Alright, this is what we got. Very good. And I'm using touch attacks already with all of the Ray of Frosts. I do have claws. But I didn't get an attack of opportunity. Because the bow likely does have... because the bow likely takes both hands. Lindsay keeps crowd controlling. We're moving to here.
Strike with all your might.
Yes, the attack of opportunity, finally. Yeah, our backline is in a pretty bad spot. Miss and miss. Continue to daze him. Yes, that works well. Moves up. Slashes. Move to over here. Continue to crowd control. He saves, unfortunately.
Forwards!
Well, we're going to get pummeled. Acid Splash. Another miss. But finally he is dazed.
We can do it!
Drinking to heal back up. He does not get a turn. Moving all the way our 20. Daze him. Hit him. Man, we're missing every single... The strength in enemies... This is what I have been telling you guys. Their ACs are incredibly high. Alright, well... Let's not try this again in the future. That was not fun. Let's use this, and you're going to use that. I don't want to lose any of those characters. Can't believe that we've just got crit immediately. But it shows you the power of never giving up.
Follow me.
Composite longbow, that's not too bad, because that will allow us to deal a little bit more damage. Composite longbows also do have the ability to get strength bonus on them. And wait, did we just get Masterwork weapon? That's actually better than the longsword, because we're going to get a +1 on attacks, but the damage is going to be a little bit lower. So that light mace is just not as good as our normal gear would be. The breastplate is an upgrade because that'll give us more armor. It's fantastic medium armor. The bandit mail is unfortunate.
What have we here?
What?
Who said we were stealing it? We'll just take the gold for safety so the assassins don't get it. And then we can heroically return it to Jamandi when this is all over.
Stealing from a sword lord? No, she
How
would have
would
our
she
heads.
know it was us and not the assassins? Unless...
Don't drag me into this. You do what you want, but I'm not...
Exactly, we're not taking a single coin here. And we're also overloaded. So let's drop this and that. And that's even more weight. Let's just double check the price. This is actually good price. Okay.
And Lindsay was called forth.
So we got a few upgrades. Nothing like major, but that was not too bad. By the way, can you guys maybe go a little bit further to the back? No, apparently not.
No stopping now.
faces. I hope you're not so frightened as to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jaethal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were a few people with me, and you can see what happened to them.
And just how did they all end up dead while you don't seem to have a scratch?
I'll answer but briefly and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living, but they're harmless to me.
Ooh. Alright, so.
What do you mean undead? Really? Like zombies or skeletons or...
As I said, further explanations will wait until later. All you need to know right now is that we're on the same side, and we have to fight off a small army of hired assassins. Let's...
Very good.
Speak. Ask.
She is neutral evil, and she does not look undead. She does have a Scroll of Divine Favor, that's not bad. Scroll of Expeditious Retreat, that's actually fantastic. Might give it over... Oh, I'm not allowed to get those? No, I am allowed. Okay, fantastic. And she does have a chainmail, which again isn't bad at all if you have low dexterity. We, on the other hand, do have good dexterity, and we now have excellent dexterity. So, 6 plus 3 is 9. That's the best we can do for now. She is a frontline character. I think she was an Inquisitor, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, level 1 Inquisitor, yes. Okay. So. Scroll of Expeditious Retreat and Divine Favor.
I will grant your request.
In which case, move her to here, and we're good.
Look here.
Applause?
Very good.
Request.
So a couple of traps that are now disabled.
Check that out.
Anything else?
Onwards.
Another chainmail and a Fshar. That's an interesting weapon. Is an exotic one, but it's actually a pretty decent weapon, all things considered. I believe we don't have the weapon proficiency with it, so that's a bit unfortunate.
No stopping now.
Scroll of Bless and Scroll of Shield of Faith. So a couple of things here. Let's do this, and I think we're putting that in here as well. And she might be okay with Scroll of Divine Favor, because she could use it.
What troubles you?
So now, if I was to do Scroll of Shield of Faith, then who do I want to target? Of course, Hawkbind.
It is done.
So now we need to speed up a little bit, can't be too slow. Hurry up. Someone is coming, and that someone is hot. Get ready for battle. Lovely. Direct charge in, followed by not hitting. Another miss. This guy saves versus days. It's not good. What do we have? Judgment. Inquisitor. Surrounded by protective aura. That's swift. But she only has one of those. Then we do have Judgment Justice. Sacred bonus on all attacks. Inflict light wounds. And this would be the Divine Favor spell from her belt. Fair enough. I am wondering, as a special action, can I charge? Yes. So that should be there. Any other special action that we want? Purity. Sacred bonus on all saving throws. She's Bleeding Touch. That's a nice ability. Should keep that. Treat Affliction is also not too bad. Demoralize, not necessary now. Alright, what is necessary is charging in. Nope. That's unfortunate. So, let's drink this. We have no further rage.
I won't give up.
That is different than in the normal game as well. Spell-like abilities automatically would not provoke attacks of opportunity. Anyways, doesn't matter. We've now provoked quite a bit of attacks of opportunity. I would have not guessed that. And both of them fully resisted. That's unfortunate, man. None of that will be helpful. Let's just try to hit. And hopefully the dazing works, because we do have a yes. We would have a problem elsewise. Alright, Jaethal. Let's get some Sacred Armor, because she's tanking for now.
Unworthy.
I'll keep the Inflict Light Wounds for later, so that I can heal myself. And for now, she's just standing there. Completely heal ourselves. 5-foot step. Dude, I want to take a 5-foot step. It's not that difficult. And hit him. Very good. Hit that assassin. Keep him dazed. We're moving up. Very good. She heals herself with Inflict Light Wounds, of course minimum. And then heals herself for full. I learned an important lesson about spell-like abilities for Hawkbite. Give him Potion of Enlarge. That will be super helpful. And we're just trying to survive these beginning phases.
And so they walked on.
Thankfully we had Shield of Faith. Somewhat has helped us. Man, I don't even know which way to go first. Collect all of that and that.
No stopping now.
I think there were additional statues in the next room, if I remember correctly. Oh yes, there were. So, swords are raised.
Just letting the ink dry.
Very good. Let's get all of the swords raised.
This is my path. March on.
Adventures call to them.
In the light.
So, and that almost has done it.
I tire of waiting.
There we go.
It is done.
Good. What are we getting? Gold. Urn. And a bit of scales. Masterword nunchucks. That's fine. The wand, that's actually really good because it will help us to have a bit more sustain on you, my dude. How many charges are we talking about? 11. Okay, well, that's not a lot, but it's also not completely ridiculous.
No stopping now.
Okay, so you do this.
Time's wasting.
You do this.
You have my attention. Learn how to use it first.
You do this.
Adventures await.
And this. By thinking about it, maybe we're just going to try to control them.
This is where I step in.
Listen, I clicked the day spell and it just didn't go off. That's so absolutely annoying. Okay, we're just going to focus fire one of them. Now is a good time for that Scroll of Divine Favor. Alright, why is it not working? Can I please make my 5-foot step? Apparently I cannot. Okay. So, Hawkbite becomes large. That gives us some attacks of opportunity.
We can do it.
Taking a 5-foot step to over here, which will hopefully let some of them provoke attacks of opportunity. That assassin failed to save. We're good.
Can it be the
It's another crit. And we are not looking great. Of course, another miss. Daze this guy. And let's move all the way over here. Thank you. Natural 1, fantastic. Charge into the bowman, that is, I think, the better choice, because now we're getting attacks of opportunity if the guy continues to shoot.
Withdraw for a time.
Will not yield any results if we're not hitting them. Hobbite is back in action, and that was our last Cure Light Wounds scroll. Man, we're so cooked.
Can it be the end?
Couple of good hits. Of course, the next charge again doesn't work. So, can I please just take a 5-foot step? Thank you. Then, dazing this guy and continuing with our little focus fire. Very good. Crit for 39, that's not too bad.
Everything is so much fun with a little fire. What a night, huh?
It's not fun at all. Many people have died for nothing.
Alright, you sound like a Kalashite, am I right?
Of course. I'm from Kadira. But tales of hot deserts and shady oases can wait until the fighting's finished. But if you'd like to share a dinner and pleasant conversation, just say the word.
Okay.
I like making new friends. I
yeah.
don't know.
Let's go. Instead of talking about dinner already. So, what do we have? Club, dagger, short bow. Well, that's pretty much all there is. Man, we're being cooked. Hogbite is going down so often. 1, 2. She's going to use 1. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it is what it is.
Anything is possible.
Shield of Faith, Hogbite,
Follow me.
and
Brutus, I can sense your silhouette hovering over me. It won't be much longer. Soon we shall.
aren't you
meet.
quite a bit
Oh,
premature?
oh,
Look at
Oblivion.
yourself, you barely got a scratch.
That's impossible. Oh, it seems I will live. I suppose I must postpone meeting my god. Not for long, I'm sure. The
So,
end
he
draws
does
near.
have Cure Light Wounds on a scroll, which we're immediately going to hand over to our Bard. so that we have a second person that could rescue in the front line. He does have a heavy shield. Flail, might as well take that masterwork mace. He does not have a potion, that's a mistake in itself. And a scroll of inflict serious wounds should go to the person that can heal herself by using that scroll. Okay.
Each step brings us closer to the end.
Well then, off we go. We got a full party here.
Onwards. You, run and get an axe. You, bring more water. You, stay here and hold our defense. Aha! Some of our guests arrived. Good. You need to get to the banquet hall and help Lady Jamandi.
Alright, I'll go immediately.
Fire doesn't frighten me, thanks to hell's blood running in my veins. I'll go ahead and wait for you on the other side. Catch up!
May Abadar keep you...
Go through the fire. Well, that we shall do.
Ready.
Do we have anyone with fire protection? I don't know. Azimars, did they have resistances? Not that I remember. And so the adventure started earlier and much more tragic than we expected. The whole team who'd gathered in the halls yesterday have been reduced to a handful of brave souls led by Hawkbite. Jamadi Aldori was waiting for us, but we need to get to her. We had to march through fire, literally. As we approached the burning building, we drenched ourselves in buckets of water. Prudence is the key for victory. Before moving through the fire, we thoroughly wet our clothes and hair. After that, we covered our noses before we rushed inside. It was a good thing we hadn't wasted any time after entering the building and taking a few steps. The walls behind us slanted and crashed down with a terrible cracking sound, blocking the wall back. While we may not have planned on going back, it would have come happy later. The flaming logs and red-hot bricks would have fallen right on our heads. Alright, the hot air, burning lungs, and the eyes washed from the smoke, but Hawkbite led stubbornly through the flames, while Taruchinio did nothing useful at all. We'd be happy to come into the hallway leading to the banquet hall, where we heard someone calling for us. It was Valerie, one of the guards I've chatted with quite a bit in the banquet hall. After the calm setting, I'd be stunned by her beauty, but now, amid the smoke and flame, she looked like a celestial avenger, an armored deity, menacing but beautiful and merciful, descending from her high spheres to help us poor mortals. She held a burned, barely living guard in her arms. "There are two more," she shouted and pressed on. "They're wounded, help me pull them out." Alright, I'm going to use athletics. Succeed. Saving the poor fellows didn't take long. Together we lifted up and carried them away from the fire. Only then did Valerie pause and catch her breath, wipe the sweat from her face. "Thank you. It's truly noble of you," she said. "And now let us rush to Lady Aldori's aid." Ensuring the guards we have rescued were relatively safe, we made our way to the hall. Okay, pretty good.
Stopping now.
We could use a little bit of extra help with the guards. I'm just saying. It's not the worst idea. Right, anything that we've forgotten? Yes, that. That definitely. I will take one chainmail just in case.
Give the order.
I deserve better.
Don't hesitate.
Okay, let's leave. Let's go. Reinforcements are here. Play your prayers, Scum. Critical hit for 51. Well, that's not exactly the league that we're playing in. Good. Let's give it a go as much as we can. Oh, wow. Man, this is going to be a hell of fun. So, what does she have in her belt? Lantern and a potion of Shield of Faith. Alright. Valerie strikes me like a person who wants to take a bit of a beating in the front. Potion it is. Move up. I don't want to... I actually want to move on. So getting used to the combat here. Fortunately, after 5 footstep, you can't move up. But if you right click, it just denies your action for whatever reason. It's a bit weird. Can still demoralize someone. No actions left this turn? Alright, fair enough.
I'm wounded.
Why is it Hawkbite that is already taking... Like, I've done nothing, and we're getting hit already. This time we're fighting defensively, because I can already see where this is going.
Strike with all your might!
And off turn. By fighting defensively, we're just having a higher AC. Doesn't particularly help us if they're still hitting us. So we're moving all the way to here. Didn't want to use Divine Favor. I should not keybind stuff that I don't want to use. I actually just wanted to legitimately move the camera. She failed to cast the spell her time. Never mind. Alright, Touch of Chaos. Channel Positive Energy would be helpful. And then we got True Strike and Bless. I think we're just going to start with channeling Positive Energy. Heals everybody a little bit, including Hawkbite. And let's go to the front line. Kill their front line. Wonderful. They do have protection from good. That will cause a bit of a baffle here. Valerie moves in.
Let us strike as one.
And we're missing. Not good. Okay, well, Hawkbite does have a lot of Cure Light Wounds potions for a reason. And that reason is he's being targeted often. Man. Valerie is taking damage. Don't like that. In the meantime, move here, slay this guy, and we're going to be fine. Can't really do anything else. Now more people are going to take damage. I think we're just not good enough with our use magic device check at this point in time. Take out the bandit leader. That's a good idea with days. In the meantime, we do have Bless. Oh. Don't want to take... Yeah, there we go. 5-foot step it is. And then we're just going to give everybody +1. Fighting defensively with Valerie, even if that means we're not hitting. Hawkbite took the L and got hit by Cause Fear. If I charge in, that might be GG's because of becoming the main target. So instead, let's just take the sides. Charging reduces AC by 2. Whenever I right click, I get into the 5 feet thing. That's not what I wanted. How can I get back to normal movement? Man! Same mistake over and over. I don't mind taking a 5-foot step, but it's not what I originally wanted. This guy has saved. What's his will save? +7. Yeah, that's not going to work for us.
Repent!
Let's continue hitting that assassin. And we got another Cause Fear. Good, I need to take a break for a business call. Be right back. Alright, so one business meeting turned into an hour, and 2 and 3. Where have we left off? I, by the way, used the time wisely and looked up how to switch from 5-foot movement to actual movement, so I am now aware of how to do that. Hawkbite has a bit of a problem because he got feared yet again. Let's drink a potion. And do we have an ability to move further than 20? Anything that we could do? Unlikely. So it's just about moving back. Not sure why I clicked and he just didn't correctly move. He instead just moved. He just moved back. That's strange. Some of the interactions are actually a little bit wonky. All right, we're far enough into the rabbit hole to actually go. Almost. I was about to say to go and put these guys down, but at least we're getting attacks of opportunity now. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Anyways, we dazed this one, and that's the end of our turn here. Harim. Could technically heal. Our undead Jaethal would not be able to receive healing. I think we're just going to go for the assassin. Very nice. And how about we are just gonna move up? Seems like a legit plan. In the meantime, our wizard, sorcerer rather, moves up as well. And we're going for the leader. Ray of Enfeeblement miss. Oh boy. So, listen, I mean, we don't have any healing options on Valerie. Might as well just move in. That's about it. Kineticist hits a mirror image. And Hawkbite would be ready to give it a go. I see what the problem is. He's still technically scared. So the moment that he sees the assassin leader, it's pretty much game over for him. Interesting. Okay, cool. Scroll of Cure Light Wounds. 2 hit points, sure. Worst possible outcome. Let's switch to 5-foot step. And move to here. That will give us flanking bonuses if needed. He just received a pretty sizable slap on the wrist. That's good. One is almost down. This guy here can continue. Nah, we didn't get him this time. Harim. Can we remove fear? Touch of chaos? No. Channel positive energy? Potentially. But it would hurt our undead friend. True strike. We could cure light wounds. Let's move to here and actually do that. We're not looting during the battle, thank you. Oh wow, okay, I definitely need to disable that. That was... The game allows me to loot during the battle, that is not cool. Very nice. Can we charge? No.
Onwards!
Very good. Mirror images are gone. Can't charge anyone.
I can't cast it like that.
And I'm not sure how to delay. We're just going to double move. Never mind, we are still frightened. Oh, so good. That was a very nice hit. The Manticore, on the other hand, not so nice. This guy is dazed, so that's a good start. Good. Arim just killed him. Fantastic.
Stay behind me.
Good. Let's see if we can finally move back in. Did Hogbite find the courage? Moves to here.
Despicable.
Did we get a flanking bonus on this one? Yes. This guy failed his days. That's even better. Okay, we're almost there. Triple attack of opportunity. And that assassin leader is looking like he's going to go down very, very soon.
Advance.
Continuing to daze him, he unfortunately made his save.
What a waste.
Alright, last magic missile. Ooh. So we barely managed to pull a victory off. Potion of Barkskin, Alchemist Fire, a couple of acid flasks, magical bracers, I like that.
It is done.
Are we overloaded? No. Couple of normal clubs, daggers, padded armor, nothing in particular. A great axe, two-handed weapon, that's not too bad. I think we're just going... Don't mind if I take that one. Let's finish the introduction.
Thank you for your valor and bravery. The enemy was strong, but you were stronger. And that means I made the right choice. Just as I thought, there were worthy leaders among you. I'm especially grateful to them for the courage and common sense they showed while defending the mansion. But this attack means we have even less time than I thought. Someone already knows of our plans and is acting against us. You'll begin your expedition immediately.
All right.
Lady Aldori, please, I know who arranged this attack. The vile king of Pitax, Iroveti. What's more, I know who among us works for him. Hey, you! Show everyone the ring you're wearing. You think I wouldn't recognize Iroveti's seal? That's why he wasn't killed. The bandits recognized him as one of their own by this signet ring.
All right. You mean this ring, the one that you gave me?
Such a gambit would be typical of Iroveti and his henchmen. And yet, it still seems suspicious. There's definitely a spy among us. But who? All I have is one word against another. I'm afraid you're both under suspicion.
They both came to your aid, Lady Jamandi. But a liar's cunning knows no bounds. I've never met these two or their companions. For all I know, they're all conspiring spies.
How could you say that? We fought together. We literally went through fire together. And then you vanished into thin air. After you promised you'd wait.
My words might be rash.
I bet my life despise anyone but this man. I saw how he dealt with those creeps with my own eyes. A true warrior. I'd go with him through hell and high water. This purple crook, on the other hand, he's got the eyes of a spy and the mug of a spy!
Lady Aldori, don't listen to this thick-headed barbarian. She doesn't know what she's talking about. During the attack, our leader showed his true colors. He forced us to break into the armory and rob it.
We were in the middle of a battle and needed weapons.
Considering the circumstances, that was more than reasonable.
Is it not insane to be faced with death and stop to question whether you may be breaking some law or rule? Our leader acted wisely.
There is a difference between initiative taken in battle and blatant arrogation. How can someone who disregards authorities be a leader himself?
What about that trick he pulled right before we came in here?
Man, you really gotta hate Terukuyo.
He knew very well you were fighting the enemy, but instead of rushing to help you, he dallied as long as he could, dropping everything to save people from the fire, even though the guards were handling things just fine. He was obviously hoping to show up too late and find you already dead.
People were dying right in front of me. How could I just walk
Really,
by?
Tartuccio? You're seriously trying to blame someone for saving people from a fire?
May Shellen spare me from ever having to make such a choice, but he behaved decently as a true leader.
A true leader is someone who has their priorities straight, not someone who would put a valuable ally's life in danger for the sake of some...
Enough squabbling. I'm still not sure which of you I can trust. However, the risk of entrusting the whole affair to a spy is too great. Here's what we'll do. 2 teams will head out. That way, I'll know at least one group can be counted on to serve my interests in the stolen lands.
All right.
Lady Aldori, most of those who were to set off for the stolen lands have been killed. Those who yet live will require help. Please allow me to join the expedition.
I'm sad to lose such a talented warrior. But you're right, Valerie. They have greater need of you right now. Go, and may Abadar keep you. Which of the 2 teams would you prefer to accompany?
If Tartuccio allows, I would join his team. Forgive me, but I don't appreciate your willfulness.
Okay, in conversation with Jamadi, you described your motives in a way that seemed too chaotic. Interesting.
And I like our leader. What wisdom lies in minding orders, laws, and rules in the face of oblivion, knowing not whether you'll be alive tomorrow? I will go with his team.
Our leader is good in battle, but I don't like all the spiritual agonizing. I prefer those who can act without wasting time helping
Tartuccio's going to take the credit for himself and be done with it. Shellen, spare me from such allies. I'm going with you. You're a hero worthy of my quill.
As for me, I know neither of these two. At least not well enough. And I have no wish to become an unwitting pawn to an unworthy leader. If Lady Jamandi allows, I'll remain in Restov and help mend the wounds this attack has inflicted. But who knows? The road may bring me to the Stolen Lands, but not yet.
I don't even need to think. I'm coming with this man.
All right, we have 2 teams. To avoid unnecessary conflict on the road, you'll each take a different route to the Stolen Lands. Tartuccio's team will go through Navakta's crossing. The garrison commandant will provide him all the help he needs. You will take your team to Oleg Levitin's trading post. He's been complaining about the Stag Lord's bandits for a while now. I'd like to believe you, but I know while you're away, Keston will investigate the night's events and learn who in Restov is working for Patox. But you should know that it isn't just Patox we need to worry about. The Royal House of Sertova may also interfere in our plans. I've managed to keep this affair a secret from them so far, but that can't last long. By my estimations, you have no more than 3 months. After that, any feats you accomplish will be pointless. And now, farewell.
Very good. So that's the intro. And a pretty good first episode, I might say. We got ourselves an introductory party.
Night, our small team set off to brave our fate.
And that's really where we're going to end today's episode. If you want to see more Pathfinder, you are in luck because we're going to do a nice little playthrough. But we've yet only met 1 member of the final party. We will, of course, create the other members ourselves. And that will happen in Oleg's trading post. So without further ado, let me end the episode and see you hopefully in a few days. Take care and bye-bye.